you today?
Good. How are you?
Not too bad. Welcome, everyone, to the commentary zone. As you come into the room, please don't forget to give us a thumbs up. We greatly appreciate it. Today, we are going to be talking about 90 Day Fiancé, Season 8, Episode 10, The Devil's Work. What was your overall impression of this episode, Jamal?
It was a struggle. That's all I got. It was just a struggle to get through this. I'm like, oh my goodness.
I know. I just think if they just left it to new couples for this particular show, the plain 90 Day, we would be a lot more invested, and that way it would be reduced to an hour and we wouldn't be checking out early. But as we have started this mess, let's get into it. Let's do Andrew and Amira first because they only had one scene in this episode. Basically, it was him coming back from his 2-week vacay in Mexico.
Exactly.
I personally do not like Andrew. I know he thinks that he's getting a bad edit, but everyone thinks they get a bad edit. But like you say, we're only looking at what you're showing us. Like, this is what you gave the cameras.
Right. And why would you give this to the camera anyway?
He was a struggle. Thank God there was only one scene with him. He takes his greasy, dirty backside back to California. His mom picks him up from the airport. He's still talking about trying to make this girl go to Serbia. I hope she's not seriously entertaining this. But his mom was like, don't waste the money. Couldn't agree more.
Same.
Because then when we get to his apartment and we see the teddy bear on the bed with the little basket of makeup, a gift card, a phone, like all the little gifts that he had for her when she was supposed to arrive.
We all know that he didn't buy those gifts. We all know production did that.
My thing is, you had all of that on a bed that looked like poop. It was so flat, not disheveled. It just, like, go to Ross, go to TJ Maxx, go to Marshall's, pick up a comforter set and some fresh pillows and make it look nice and clean and brand new instead of lumpy and bumpy and dirty.
I agree. I was just like, but you have all this stuff, you have all these plans, but he put more planning into the gifts or whatever than to the actual plan itself. If you think about it.
Honestly, no, because the only thing that really was for Amira, you could say, is like the $500 gift card, which she could use to do anything she wanted with. But he gave her a phone so that he could keep tabs on her.
Pretty much.
And the teddy bear, that's a re-gift because he already gave that to her in Vegas. Like, that don't even count.
That's what I thought too. Like, isn't it kind of rude to give someone something you already gave them?
I don't even think it's just rude. Like, if she wanted that shit in the first place, she would have taken it home from Vegas. You would have found the way to cram that into your suitcase from Vegas. I'm sorry, you would have, but she didn't want it. That should have been clue one. It was stupid. She's grown. Who wants that? But whatever. I just have real problems with his, like, you want to make a good impression. You're bringing your fiance home, welcoming her to the new her new home. I just thought it lacked a lot. I know I'm being nitpicky, and I know it's because I personally do not like Andrew, but that's just how I feel. If I'm welcoming somebody to my home and that's just a regular person or a family member, I want my home to look presentable. And this is his fiance. I thought he could have done better.
I mean, yes, he could have done better, but he ever really been thoughtful through this whole process? No.
Yeah. Well, he's been thoughtful about himself.
Well, yeah, that.
You
Um,
know.
I mean, I'm back after 2 weeks in. What killed me? He's like, I'm back after 2 weeks in Mexico. I'm like, you really act like you went through an arduous experience. You were on vacation.
Yeah, doing self-care massages and doing every excursion possible and eating all that you can at the all-inclusive you're staying at.
Hmm.
Boy, bye.
He
Just
really acted
bye.
like he had been through something, and that's what killed me. Like he really thought it was like this whole ordeal. Like he was so stressed. I'm like, you were stressed eating by the pool and getting massages. Okay.
Uh,
Mm-mm.
I really hope Amira is like finding someone else on the internet. I'm sorry. I
She
just
needs
hope
to,
so.
cause now he's talking about going through Serbia. Nah, I'm cool.
I hope she's not taking that seriously. I hope she's just doing the to him on the phone,
Right.
and that she's not like, I want her to listen to Xavier for real.
Mm-hmm.
No better words have been said to this girl. She needs to listen. If she doesn't want to listen to her dad because kids don't like listening to their parents, that's fine and good.
True.
Listen to your friend Xavier. And
Mm-hmm.
he said, you do not have a relationship, and that is not a plan. And she heard herself on the news that there are a lot of cases in Serbia. Why are you going to go there? Why?
Yeah. No.
Tell him to contact the embassy to get an extension on your K1, because that's what
Correct.
everybody else is doing.
That's why I didn't understand when he was like doing all, we did all these plans, blah blah blah. I'm like, but sir, if you had really done all these plans as you say, you would have called the embassy first if you had exhausted every possibility. I'm like, you didn't.
Here's my thing, my additional problem. He says that he loves her. He cares about her. He wants nothing but the best for her. Why are you putting her safety at risk, sending her during a pandemic to foreign countries, and now this time by herself, by herself, to wait
Mm-hmm.
out by herself in a pandemic to come to you? Like, you don't care about her. I think you just care about your dingling. I don't
Correct.
know. Okay, we've wasted too much time on him. Next. All right, so let's go to the next waste of time. Tariq and Hazel?
Yeah, this was complete waste. We got to see her son Harry.
Mm-hmm.
He was sick. They got to talk. She got emotional.
But
That's
he's
pretty much all I got.
okay.
He's okay. Yeah,
Yeah, that was the only good part of this. She found out that her son, just had like a little fever. He did
yeah.
not have he did not have the COVID. Yay. And hopefully they can get him over soon. I don't understand why we need to see her riding a lawnmower. I
Yeah.
didn't think he had that much of a lawn to warrant a riding mower, but okay. I like to see, I like that we saw, and Black Lavender pointed this out to me, that he borrowed Rebecca's shopping cart.
That was too funny.
Oh my God. But yeah, maybe, her learning how to ride, drive the mower, it'll be a way of escaping from him. I don't know. Whatever. Let's see if we had, do you think this is going to be an issue with regards to them bringing over her son?
Will what be an issue? Just so I know where your thought process is.
Um, she doesn't have physical custody of him. She didn't have physical custody of him
Okay.
in Philippines, and she said it's because she
Mm-hmm.
didn't have money.
Mm-hmm.
Since she didn't have custody, do you think
Mm.
that his dad and stepmother are going to make it easy for her to bring over Harry, because when we saw the stepmom in the call briefly, she didn't have the best of attitudes.
That's what I took from it too. I just don't see it to where they're gonna let him bring him over permanently. I just really can't see it because how can I put this? They've been raising him this whole time, like
Mm-hmm.
because she have means. So I
Mm-hmm.
just can't really see them being like, okay, here you go. I just can't see that happening.
Me
Is that
neither. Me neither. So I thought it was just me. I was reading too much into it. But yeah, good luck to Tariq trying to get that kid over there. Yeah. All right. So next we can go to Rebecca and Ziad. Let's
mm,
do them.
that was too
Um,
funny.
well, he has a brief call with his sister at home. Of course, I don't think she's very happy with him in the situation that he's in over in the States.
Not at all.
Um, does Ziad look like he's putting on weight to you?
Yes, the COVID,
Okay. All right. So Rebecca
but he
comes
can't go
home.
anywhere either. He's like he's all he's doing is really. If you think about it, he's gonna gain weight because he can't go work. Um, so he has to be in the house, and all he does is eat. But wait, was this the couple where she bought him a gym membership or no? Or am I
No, she
completely
bought him the fake tattoos. So she did a sleeve of tattoos.
right?
And for someone who's so in tune with his culture and his religion, because let's face it, this is the second time she's been going around in this. It just
Hmm.
seems to me that she's pushing these tattoos on him when Muslims can't desecrate their body with tattoos. Like, I don't get it. Just stop it, girl. And
Hmm.
instead of wasting time and money on buying tattoos for someone who will never actually get a tattoo,
Hmm.
real or fake, you could have been putting that to the $29.95 that you need to get a U-Haul from down at Home Depot and go and pick up your furniture from storage.
She does waste money.
For
She
someone who
does waste
claims
money.
that she doesn't have any money, she wastes a lot of money on rubbish.
Hmm.
So
Agreed.
they're planning to meet up for dinner with her daughter Tiffany, um, the daughter's fiance Micah, and some friends. Ugh.
Yeah,
What do
that
you
didn't
think
make
of that dinner?
it didn't make any sense to me. Only for the simple fact that why everyone's gonna be around your daughter's, I guess your daughter or son's age in that group.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So that didn't make much sense. And then a simple fact that you put yourself in a position to be uncomfortable and then got mad about it.
Mm-hmm.
And the little girl was just trying to be, I mean, I understand like she was quite friendly and she had a lot of questions and I could see how it came across, but she generally like my family has a whole bunch of trucks. You need the help.
Yeah.
I'm your daughter's friend or your son's
Mm-hmm.
friend or whoever's friend. She was generally trying to be helpful, and Rebecca, in her insecurities, tried to like take her head off. I'm like, yeah, you sound real crazy right now.
Honestly, the guy that was sitting on the opposite side of Rebecca, if that was that blonde chick's boyfriend,
Mm-hmm.
she totally fabricated this scene.
Oh yeah, totally.
And Rebecca is looking worse and worse and worse with every week that goes by. She really is.
Hey.
Um, honestly, if you're gonna go after a a partner,
Mm-hmm.
a romantic partner that is half of your age and could be old enough to be your kid,
Mm-hmm.
I think you have to be comfortable and secure enough in yourself and what you offer this relationship so that when, little blondies show up, you're not acting the fool in front of everybody.
Everyone was confused. Even her
Yeah.
daughter was confused. Her daughter was like, she was just genuinely trying to help.
Yeah.
That's it.
I think the girl is just naturally
Hmm.
friendly.
Yep.
And like she said, I've never met anybody from over. She probably never even heard of Tunisia before she sat down at that table. You
True.
know, and so what if she was asking him questions? Like somebody had to talk at that table.
And nobody else was talking about her.
Right. Right. Um, and if she was flirting with him, good. Let him find somebody else and they'll teach you.
Stop it.
I'm just sick of her. Ay,
And she's
ay,
like, and
ay.
when she said, "Are you gonna like let her help you move?" I was like, "Yeah, you really just put it on for the cameras now." Next.
Correct. You know, and she's citing that, he can't have a single woman in the same space as him. But aren't you single, Rebecca? Weren't you single when you were staying with him in the hotel room by yourselves in Tunisia? Weren't you going against Arabic custom, Arabic law?
That child.
Every time you were kissing him, didn't he say something like, if you kiss a woman in public, like you get 6 months in jail or something like that?
Something like that.
Weren't you going against Arabic law? You need to get your shit together. I'm sorry. Like it can't be one way for you and then another way when you get jealous.
Exactly. The laws can't be applicable only for you when they benefit you.
And furthermore, we're not in Tunisia right now. So he can talk to anybody he wants to.
Exactly.
It will be up to him to observe those laws if he chooses to, but it's the law in Tunisia.
Hmm.
And then it's his religious, I don't want to say law, religious code or, you know,
Beliefs, basically.
beliefs. Yeah. If he chooses to observe those, like, I think half of that conversation, I don't want to say conversation. Okay. If that girl was throwing out, I don't think he was catching it. Like,
Not
he
at
was
all.
just talking to somebody who wasn't accusing him of ripping off Rebecca or using her. He was just talking to somebody who had a genuine interest in him,
Hmm.
who was actually friendly. I'm sorry.
And nice.
Yeah. But okay, I digress. We've given them way too much time. So next we can go. Oh, God. Mike and Natalie had a lot of segments in this show, but I really don't think anything happened other than they realized I love this therapist. Um, they realize they don't even love each other, which is kind of cool. Um, okay, so they're halfway through their 90 days. They've eaten up 45 days going back and forth with this nonsense. She's still after him about planning the wedding. And
Hmm.
she's like, I don't have a wedding dress. He's like, that's cool. I don't have a suit.
Right.
And she suggests that they see a therapist. And he's like, no. Why can't you talk to me? Which is a valid point. But if she can't talk to you, let's talk to a third party who's not involved
Right.
in all this mess
Exactly.
and help you two figure out how to talk to each other.
I was with the
Um,
therapy. I was with the therapist on it. I was with the going to
mhm.
the therapist, doing all that stuff. She was making sense. Like, okay, you're coming along. Good job. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Then
Wait, you said she or he?
she made sense wanting to go to the
That's
therapist.
the hairdresser. Or are you talking about Natalie?
I'm talking about Natalie.
Oh, okay.
I
Yeah.
said she was
No,
making
she
sense.
did.
She was
Mm-hmm.
making sense. Like, okay, good job, Natalie. Don't really care for you either way, but kudos. It's when they actually got to the therapist that she lost me. I'm like, yep, there you go.
Oh, wait, before we get to the appointment, let's go to the hairdresser. He goes to get his hair cut and she's asking all these questions. She's a good interrogator. I like the hairdresser. Um, and she actually talks him into the therapy.
Hmm.
This is
After
my problem with Mike. He listened to everybody but Natalie.
Just because he's tuned out, Natalie. Because she's always picking at him. She's always
Okay.
complaining. She's always picking at him. So when people do that to you and
Mhm.
you get sick of them, you tune them out. And we all
That's
do it
so
without realizing it.
true. I do that a lot.
Oh
Like,
yeah,
I
I
turn
do all the time.
into what is it, the teacher on Charlie Brown? Wah, 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 wah.
Yeah. Cause you tired of hearing the same thing. Like I'm not listening to you. Right? I'm just gonna tune you out.
Oh my god, but kudos to the hairdresser, even though I don't really think that was a joke when she was like,
She
"Oh, can we
wasn't
go on a
joking.
date?"
She wasn't joking.
I
She was
know.
not joking.
But you know what? Even though it seems that she does have a thing for Mike, she did give him good advice
Yes.
and got him to go to the therapist. So she's not all that bad.
Mm-mm.
When they head over to the therapist, did this girl take her laptop and everything to go to the therapist?
Yeah, I didn't get that.
Was she planning to like file a deposition or something? Like she was, at least
Mm-mm.
she was taking it seriously. I'll give her that. She was taking it seriously. They meet the therapist, Doug. Um, he he tries with this couple. He really does. And for a first session, I think they got farther than I thought they would have,
Mm-hmm.
considering they don't communicate well. But they got to the nitty-gritty in like 5 minutes. We don't love each other. So there you go.
My favorite part was when she's like, "Well," they were saying, "Well, why don't you talk to me?" So, because you caused me pain. I'm like, "Yep, you lost me right there." He's like, "Well, you caused me pain too." I was just like, "What?" Oh, Natalie, you tried. She just can't help herself but be selfish. It's just she can't help it.
Well, now we understand Mike doesn't want to make any plans with her if they're not in love with each other. But why the hell did you bring her over there if you hadn't resolved these issues?
That was my question.
I always feel like they put the cart before the horse in these relationships and then wonder why they don't work out.
Right.
Um,
Totally agree. It just makes no sense. I'm like, but we all saw this coming though. We all saw that they were still mad at each other for what happened. Um, Now he just wanted to get the ring. Michael's still mad. We all saw this because even that last conversation before she came over, he was still mad, but he never verbalized it until he got to the
mhm,
therapy session. I'm like, it took you 18 episodes to say this when you could have said it over the view screen, like, "Hey, I'm still upset with you for throwing the ring back, but I still want you to come over to see if we can make it work."
mhm.
10 episodes. Oh, sorry, not 18. 10 episodes, but it feels like 18.
Um, Do you think it would have made a difference? As soon as she got off the plane, came up to him, started crying, "I'm so sorry for the way how I treated you. I didn't mean it. I truly love you. I truly love you." You think he would have accepted that and move on, or he would have still been harboring,
Oh no,
"She threw this back at me."
he would have accepted it because he would have felt vindicated.
Okay. It just it boggles my mind that he says he doesn't know if his ideal world is with Natalie. There's no such thing as an ideal
Yeah,
world.
you'll be alone, sir, in the woods.
Okay, so all right, I think he wants a lot, but I don't know if Natalie can give it to him.
Now he's too selfish. So the answer is no on that one.
I don't know why it's so difficult for her to say whether she's in love with him or not. She had that issue when they were in Ukraine and now again at the therapist's office. Did she ever love this guy?
Mm, I think she does, but she wants her way, and I think that's the sticking point. Her selfishness is going to be her downfall. Because everything's about
Okay.
her. You never hear her talk about how he feels. He'll say like, I understand how you feel. I want to know how you feel,
Mhm.
but she's never asked him like, how do you feel? It's always about how she feels and what he does to her, not the other
Mhm.
way around. Everything's always done to her. Like she has
Mhm.
no responsibility for what she does to other people.
I completely agree. All right. So, anything else to say about those two?
Nope.
Cool. Moving on. Now we get to Yara and Yovi. Jovi, sorry. I don't know why I call him Yovi. All right. So they are heading back to where his parents live for an engagement party. But you could tell right away that Yara don't want to go.
Right.
But she's also going to meet his dad for the first time because the last time they went over there, dad was working on a ship somewhere because he does the same thing as Jovi. So this is the first time that she's meeting both of his parents at the same time. So just suck it up, Yara. She hasn't been feeling well because she's pregnant. So of course she has bouts of tiredness. I don't know if she's having the nausea, but I don't think she's eating well. So it could be nausea playing in there. So basically she's going to be more than the normal level of Yara grumpy.
Right.
This is an hour road trip for them. Good luck to you, Yovi. They get there. She meets the parents. She thanks the mom for being considerate and keeping the party to a small number because her parents aren't there. But the mom lied and said she's expecting about 50, 60 people.
Right. And that's gonna be a whole nother mess.
I know. There was one part of this meeting that really got me going. The dad asked her how she likes New Orleans. You know, she, of course, doesn't really like it. And he says something about, well, I've seen you on how you dress on social media, and you're asking for it or something like that.
Yeah.
What is he doing on her social media? And who cares how she dresses?
Right.
You ain't asking for nothing if you decide to walk down the street naked. That's your business. You get arrested for indecent exposure. But I had a problem with that. And then the way how the mom says something like, well, you know, all you Ukrainians want to come over here and live. No, they don't.
No, they don't.
Why are we always using that as the fallback to attack these immigrants?
I think what it is, I think it's not we all do it. I think I would say, and I hate to put it in these terms, I will say you are A, uneducated, or B, culturally unaware. Because they sounded very ignorant with that statement. I mean, I'm like, you sound like very so ignorant, uneducated, uncultured,
But
and
I think it's a fallback for the American families on this show. And they think that that is a viable argument. And quite honestly, if you were born and raised in whatever country you're in, and that's all you know, that's all you know. Like,
right,
I don't think everybody is on the lookout to be coming over to America.
exactly.
Quite frankly, for the past few years, I don't think anyone has wanted to come here other than Michael, who's with Angela, who's not on this particular franchise right now. But really, I'm tired of this argument from the American family.
It was hilarious, but she said, "No, I'd rather live in a place like Budapest to be close to my."
Budapest or
Yeah,
Belarus or some crap like
Budapest.
that.
Yeah, Budapest.
Budapest.
Yeah, that's what she said. Budapest. She wants to be in
Yes.
Hungary to be closer to her mother.
Yes.
She's basically she's like, I'm not that impressed with America. And then it was a problem when she wanted to live there. I'm like, hold up. So the first
Mm-hmm.
instance was your issue is like she's like desperate to come to America and blah blah blah. Blah.
Mm-hmm.
But as soon as she says, like, no, I'd rather live in Europe. Oh no 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 no. Why do you want to do that? It's like, well, you want to pick one.
Pick one argument. Pick one argument. This girl's smarter than your whole Bayou bunch. I swear. Oh God. Those two things aggravated me. They really did. And I was looking at his mom and dad like, Dad, you could go back out on the rig, and Mom, you could go and take a short boat ride in the bayou. Like, no. Not that I'm a big fan of Yara or anything, but I am
Right.
tired of these particular arguments all
Arguments.
the time.
No, I'm
Find something new.
100%. I'm gonna turn the TV off when they have that conversation. I'm like, yeah, no, inappropriate, not right, stereotypical. Yeah, I gotta go.
And sexist. So
That's
what?
it.
Like, so what if she had a few bikini shots on her social media? Was she on a beach or was she walking down the streets of New Orleans? If she's on a beach, that's fine. If she's by the pool, that's fine. If she's at a model shoot, that's fine as well. Like, why are these people, these grown people, on these little children social media?
And
Stop.
why? And my thing is, sir, why? I'm looking at the wife too. I'm like, well, ma'am, aren't you gonna ask your husband why he was on her social media,
For
and
real.
he doesn't know her?
For real. Oh my God. Okay. So this Yara and Jovi have also wasted half of their time. So
Right.
they're at the 45-day mark and she's pregnant. Um, they wow, they don't seem to be getting along well at all. Um, let's see. Uh, there was one point, I think when he went to the crab boil with the boys. First of all, oh my God, the mom drives Yovi and dad to the crab boil. They get in the car and they're like, the dad is like, is she gonna be okay in there? And the mom's like, oh, I locked up everything. What's
I was
that
like,
supposed to
really? I was
mean?
like, really? That rubbed
She
me the wrong way too. I'm like, yeah, no.
she walking up in there with a Dior bag that's probably worth more than your entire wardrobe, Missy. Like, what?
That was my thing. I'm like, do you not see like what she has? Like, okay,
They were just so offensive. Maybe I'm just too sensitive. Maybe I'm taking a lot of this wrong. But guys, if I'm reading this wrong,
you're not. 'Cause I read it the same way.
leave a comment. Leave a comment.
You're
Oh
not
my
reading it wrong. Like
God.
if you're reading it wrong, then I'm reading it wrong too, and we're both wrong.
I can be wrong. I can own up to being wrong. If I'm too sensitive to this, just let me know. He stands up to them. Like, he doesn't want to tell his parents or his friends or anybody that she's pregnant yet. And I'm not sure whether he doesn't want to tell them because she's still fresh pregnant
Yep,
and
that's
because
what it
she
is.
lost the other baby, or he just doesn't want them to know because they'll go, aha.
I think it's more what it is like it's she's freshly pregnant, she lost the other one, and then what they're gonna say if for some reason she lost this baby, then they would say like, oh, she lied to you. It's a scam. She's a scammer. That's what they would say. She was never really.
Mm-hmm.
She conveniently had a miscarriage. She lied. That's the thing. Or like you were going to, I think what you're going to say, like, they say she's pregnant. Oh, she trapped you.
Mm-hmm.
So either way, he's not gonna be in a good place.
In the car, though, I'll give Jovi credit. He did defend her. He was like, you
Oh
guys
yeah,
have to understand, she has left everything that she's known, all of her family, and she's here in New Orleans and she's by herself. And I had to go away for a month. And she handled it. You've got to see it from that perspective. So I will give him credit for standing up to her, to his parents, which is a lot more than Brandon has done. So he
exactly.
got kudos for that. But then when he went to the crab boil and his buddies were like, I'll give it a year, I'll give it 3 months, I'll give it, oh, how long does she have to be here to get to stay permanently? And he says 3 years, and he goes, I'll give it 3 years and a month. Like, all of those little digs,
Mm.
he just stood there and he took it. And then the dad brings up about them going to a different country. Why? Why are
to
you
be
going to
messy.
bring that up amongst the magpies? Why?
Just to be messy. That's all it really was. To be messy.
Honestly, I think they need to keep the family issues in the family and not involved these friends, because of course then they're like, I can't believe that Jovi is the first one to get married. What are you going to do about all your strippers? Well, what is he going to do? Like, he ran out of ones. He's not going
Right.
back.
No.
Y'all trying to make it seem like, to me it seems like he was drilling into strippers every night.
Exactly.
I don't. Okay, I don't think he has that much money, but okay. The stripper community at large will shed a tear when he gets married. Next. Okay, so wait. They're getting ready for the engagement party. He asks her how she's doing. She goes, not good, because she hasn't eaten anything. He's like, I brought you, something to eat, but he brought her crawfish. I thought you couldn't eat seafood when you're pregnant.
I think that would be good to the spices and stuff like that. I just wouldn't think it would be a good
No.
choice.
Yeah. So she's hungry. She's irritable. Um, he asked her how much she paid for that dress. She said $3,000. Wow.
Exactly.
This is what happens when you leave a credit card and an iPhone with her for a month while you go away to work. She buys a $3,000 dress for a party that she doesn't even want to go to. They argue and they argue all the way to this party. She is not having it. She's dropping F-bombs all over the place. She's going at him over his alcohol consumption. She's upset that he won't listen to her. And he's like, welcome to pregnancy.
Yeah, but he's just not gonna entertain it because it's just gonna end in a bigger argument. So he's just trying to avoid.
It piqued my interest when she said if she wasn't pregnant, she would be back in Ukraine by now. Wow.
That's how she feels.
He better get his act together, though.
Right.
He better get his act together. All right. So, last but not least, we have my favorite, Stephanie Ryan.
These two are just.
Okay,
That's all I can
so
say.
they haven't had sex yet, but they spend the day on the beach and she's drinking and she's teaching him how to do the hula hoop and he's very proud of her. He feels she's going to get in the Guinness Book of World Records. All is well with their world, with the exception of just one little thing. He hasn't done a session with her yet in the bedroom.
Right.
So she's worried. And let's see. He's ready to go to the States with her. She still has her doubts. He's under the impression that, as well, his mom is under the impression that Stephanie, when he goes away, Stephanie will get him a job. But Stephanie lets us know that his mom blocked her.
Mm-hmm.
And it was because she threatened to take back the monthly support money that she sends.
No, she threatened. No, what it was, she threatened to ask for the money back. Is what it was.
Stephanie, if you are planning to be a benefactor and sponsor, sexual orphans overseas, you've got to be good with knowing that when you hit send on the bank draft, money transfer, whatever you're doing, like, it's gone. There's no backsies. You know, um, you've bought and paid for this boy and his entire family, as well as the cousin Harris. So just find it as a business expense. I don't know.
Exactly. I'm like, ma'am, you're doing way too much, and I'm not sure what you were expecting, but you got what you paid for at this point.
Somehow I don't think it's because she threatened to ask back for money. I feel it's because she was blowing up that woman's phone trying to find him. And the woman was just like, oh my God, I can't take it anymore. I'm going to block you.
Well, Ryan said it's the same thing. He's all like, well, you threatened to ask for the money back. She's upset. She doesn't hate you. You stay over there. She's gonna stay over here. She's all because when you give from the heart. So basically, it hurt her feelings.
Well,
And
quite honestly, if his mom has blocked Stephanie, I hope she's prepared that there's no more installments.
yeah, exactly.
I
That's what
just think
Stephanie
it's
said. Like, if you're gonna block me, then I'm just not gonna send you more money.
I think it's just so stupid. Mm, I'm sorry. It
That's okay. Bless you.
didn't come out. It didn't come out. Oh my God. Okay, so that was the first scene that they were in. And then the second scene, um, Stephanie is there saying that they had a great day at the beach. She's glad that she told him about Harris. She's whining that they still haven't had sex yet, but thinks that he's been having sex elsewhere. And
Yes.
she remembers what her psychic told her about him, Ryan. And she brings it up at the dinner.
Dumb.
I think
No, it's no
Ryan
point.
is right when he says, like, she just picks. Like, she finds any excuse to be miserable and make others miserable too.
Mhm.
He says that he likes dating an experienced woman. Like, when he saw her, he looked at her and he said, "You're gonna be my woman. I want to rock your boat." But okay, that's what most, I hate to say this, but that's what most rent-a-rastas do. They find their targets and they pick it out. I think the problem with this relationship is that Stephanie advanced it to being a relationship. She
Right.
should have kept it as, her little Belizean ding-a-ling, and that's your boo thing. When you go down on vacation, you let him, irrigate all of your holes, and then you come back to Michigan and you blushing and blushing and blushing until you book your next trip and you go down. You don't take it any further. This is not your boyfriend. This is not your fiance. You can't take this relationship any further than what it is. You cannot start paying for his whole family. You just can't. You take care of him while you're there. You pay for all the food, the liquor, the accommodations, transfers for him back and forth for wherever he coming from. But when you leave, that's it
Right.
until your next trip down. And a week before, you send him a text saying, "Hey, I'm going to be in town for 3 weeks starting on the 10th. Are you available? Can you make yourself available? I will be staying at such and such hotel. I should get there by 6 p.m. Come over at 9." That it should be just an arrangement, and that's it.
For me, she just looks desperate and it's annoying.
Oh my
That's all.
God.
That's all I can say. They're exhausting. They're exhausting. Like Mike and Nelly are exhausting, but for different
Mm-hmm.
reasons. So I'm just like, this is unnecessary. Like you're being ridiculous. You're not getting that money back. You trying to be emotional about somebody who clearly is messing around you, which is fine because you're not there. You're paying for his family. You're funding his employment. I'm like, You need to understand
You're
a
doing
thing is
too
a
much.
thing. You're doing way too much for someone who's not with you,
Mhm.
and you're making
Um.
yourself look foolish on international TV for no reason.
Mhm.
And
Mhm.
she's bringing up like, oh, my 27 year old
Yes.
fiance. I'm like, ma'am,
She
who's
says that
saying that?
all the time. It's
It's not,
irritating.
it's not something to be proud of. And you're not the first, and you definitely won't be the last. So stop it.
Mhm. And you're not the only one right now,
Exactly.
you
Quit
know?
playing.
He manages to smooth things over. They go back to the villa. She's like, "You got a lot of making up to do." And 4 hours later, he's like, "Hasta luego, bye bye. My cab is waiting. I'm not dealing with you anymore." And she is freaking the freak out.
I was like, what? That was weird.
I have no idea what they were arguing about. But again, we see how this goes down. Last time,
Hmm.
we see it again. She's on the phone with Harris, telling him to come over, and he hangs up on her. I don't. Maybe in his rush to jump up, he accidentally hung up on her
Right. That's
and
what I'm
is
saying. Like,
heading over there, or he's just, bitch, I'm not interested.
it has to be one of those. I thought,
You know he on the way over.
I'm like, did he hang up on her, or he just like, can you come and boom, I'm on my way.
He ain't even let her finish the sentence before they hung up.
That was
Ah,
funny.
she just want dick on demand.
That's
That's what
it.
that is. She just want dick on demand, and she wanted morning, noon, and night. And she like I feel she got an extra suitcase full of KY jelly so that she don't catch fire every time that they irrigating her. I'm sorry. She just nasty. And she's another one that's complaining about the edit. But ma'am, I'm looking at what you giving.
Right.
And you are just a sexual tourist. Just admit it. Just
It's
admit it.
okay. Happens all the time.
And you got a backup. When your plan A fall through, you got plan B on speed dial.
Exactly.
Like, I'm surprised you ain't do both of them at the same time. Sorry, you just nasty. Did we miss anything or anyone in this boo boo kitty mess?
No, this is oof. This show is just so hard to get through. It's difficult to get through. I'd rather
I
watch
know.
reruns of like the Real Housewives of Orange County season 1 than watch
Oh
this.
my God.
I almost, I
Well,
almost, I almost would rather watch like Unexpected than watch this.
oh my God. Did that finish?
I have no clue.
It had to finish because Sister Wives is back on.
That's true. I gotta watch that too.
Oh my God. Anyway, guys, let us know your thoughts on this episode. Let us know if you agree with us. If you don't, put it in the comment section below. And if you like our review, give us a thumbs up. Hit that subscribe button if you haven't already subscribed to us, and hit the notification bell so that you're given an alert every time we put out new content. And most importantly, tell a friend. We want more people in the conversation, and we want to see those comments. We do read them and we do respond. Like Montana Marcia, forgive me if I messed up your name, but she requested for us to review Love and Marriage Huntsville. Are y'all on board for this? Leave it in the comments below. Until next time, my friends.
Yep. Bye.
Bye.